Hello, this is a quick tutorial on how I use Davinci Resolve to produce my pre-recorded content. The first step is I record myself in front of a green screen in OBS, which will export out into my video directories. So go into there. And I have this sorted by date, so we go to the most recent over here. There we go. Pull that into our media pool. Change that frame rate. And then we'll skip over to edit, pull it into the timeline. And then we are going to remove all the bits where I fluffed lines or got confused or just said wrong things. So I'm just going to quickly break here and come back after I finish doing that. Okay, now I have edited the video and I've gone and removed basically all the bits where I was quiet for a long time, flubbed my lines, and bits where my tongue, the top of my soft palate, which is particularly nasty type of sound. The next step is and also I missed a few points that I wanted to make, so I recorded a pickup and edited that in as well. The next step will be doing the effects. So I'll go to the effects and I'll put in an adjustment clip. And we'll put this adjustment clip for the entire run of the video. So just pull this out. The reason we could also use Fusion and go through every clip one by one, putting the effect, but by using the adjustment clip, I can do all of this as one big thing. Also, by using the magnet, means I can get the adjustment clip to line up with the end of my video. We'll go into Fusion from here. Open Fusion page. In Fusion, here is the media that is coming in. It'll go through nodes and be adjusted and go into the media out. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut this connection between the two. And you'll see that makes that go blank. Now, the first level of background is going to be a background, and this is going to be white. And you'll see soon why this is the case. So we'll attach this to that. Now, in my power bin, I have my classroom background. If you've watched some of my other videos, you might have seen this. This was commissioned from an artist who I credit in my doobly-doo. And we'll name that Classroom. Now, by pulling this over the background, we now get the effect of the classroom. We now get the effect of the background color coming through the board, because the board itself, if you just look at the clip, the board itself is a PNG with a transparency for the whiteboard. What we'll also do at this stage is we'll create a merge node here between the background and where the classroom gets merged in. This is for future use. Whenever I want to put something onto this whiteboard, I can bring it in through this merge node here. We want to put it on top of here. Now you'll see that my image takes up the entirety of this screen and the green background is there, which is not what we want. So we'll step this back and we are going to add, by pushing Control Space, a delta keyer. Now the delta keyer will come in between me and where we get the image merged in. Now I'll pick up the background color here. Then I'm just going to get rid of that. We're going to zoom in and you can see how there's a sort of halo effect around my character at some spots. This is due to compression artifacts and other such things. So what we can do now, also, if I had designed my character over again just for this situation, I think I would want to have a slightly more toony design with an outline, a black outline, which would make this a little easier. But what we're going to do is we're going to up the gain a little bit, till that goes away. So that's all done. And now you can see the background of the room and me in front of it. You go away. Now, I like to start the scene with me being center of focus, but I will want to use the whiteboard, and other things to do more of a presentation later. So what I am going to do is scrub through here to the bit where I pull my wings in. Here we go. So that's wings, no wings. Right. Now we are going to start doing some adjustments. I'm going to have to do a simulated zoom, basically. I'm going to mark here for keyframes on these merge nodes. Don't have to do with anything with that merge node there. And we'll step forward to after my wings are withdrawn. That's done. And we'll now grab the wrong thing. Actually, that will expand the classroom until the whiteboard consumes most of about a third of the screen. There we go. Might be a bit too much, so shrink it back. Just like that. And we'll move myself so I'm not in the way of the screen. Adjust my size slightly. Move myself across to the side. And then let's have a look at that. Probably going to look a little bit janky. Now we'll get rid of this second screen because we don't need it at the moment. We go Control F, I think it is. Yep. Actually, we want like that. So we see the final thing. And I am going to do a very quick review of Polar's design. This design failed. Okay. So that sets us up, and we are talking about, and I am going to do a very quick review of Polar's design. So we are introducing a concept. Let's get ourselves a picture of that. So I'll do a quick search on Google Images, and we'll go for this one. Now we can drag this into here, and it becomes a node. We can then put that in there. We'll adjust the size so it fits on the screen. But what we'll also do, make sure it sort of lines up in that wing gap so it's ever present even while I'm giving my introduction. We'll go into the background. We will change the background color to be the same as her image color. And we've caught a little bit of the side of that. So what we can do to fix that is we can take a rectangle, feed that into mask, and we can adjust this so it masks off only the part of the character we're interested in. There. Now let's see if that works. This design. Okay, what we've got another problem is that's not review of Polar's design. That's not sliding naturally. So what we'll do is we'll go to keyframe where that is. We'll add keyframes here and here. Excuse me. Design. And we'll wait till we get to the end of that thing. Then we'll move her character to where it should be and scale it as well. And up. Like that. That's already keyframed itself. Cool. So now when we look at it, Vtuber, I am going to do a very quick review of Polar's design. This design, and how does that look? So Is there any weird sliding now? No. It looks like it's fixed to the thing. Fixed to the actual board. Now, if I was using a real life situation, I would use a planar tracker, but because this is completely VR, it's a lot completely CGI basically. It's a lot neater to manually fiddle around with the keyframes. So I'm going to go through the rest of the video, basically adding and editing and removing the visuals on this screen here. I'll quickly come back if there's anything interesting happens. So now I'm introducing a new concept, silhouette test. So what I'm going to do is with the disable link selection, with my adjustment clip, I'm going to break it and split it into two. And now I can edit this separate adjustment clip in Fusion. And it's going to get confused. There we are. Going to remove this media in. We are talking about silhouettes, so we're first going to grab Mr. Bart Simpson. Here we go. Merge that one in. We'll adjust the size, position. Now we actually want Bart positioned basically where Polaris was positioned before. The idea is that you have a sort of carry through. What we really want to do is talk about Bart Simpson's silhouette. Now, let's see if we can do that. What we can do is we can add a background, which we'll put in black. Okay. Okay, let's have a look. That's the black background. If we use Bart Simpson's image as a key, that does not work. But then we say here, channel alpha, apply mask inverted. There. We've got that effect. Now I wonder if we go second background. Why does it then go that way? White. And you are going to be black as well. Apply mask inverted. That's what we want. Interesting, we have to invert twice. Come into here. that works. It's probably an easier way to do that. Now we look at the end output. Let's see if that works. Basically, a good design for a character has a recognizable silhouette. For example, if I show you this character, so I brought the example into early, so if I show you this, back it up a bit, recognizable silhouette. Let's introduce the character at this point, so going to go to the blend, set that, mark there, back off a bit. A good design and we'll put our second there, so that will now design for a character come in. We will now adjust the curves for this. Which I normally have on a slightly different spot. Where are our animation curves? Here they are. Let's select these, say smooth. Design for a character has a recognizable silhouette. That feels natural. Okay, get that out of the way now. For example, if I show you this character, you immediately know it's Bart Simpson. Now, we say immediately know it's Bart Simpson. We can now do the reveal. So we'll move this up a bit. We'll have another merge node here. Bring you down into that spot. Actually, let's remove this, delete that. Go copy. And we go paste instance. Actually, we don't want to paste an instance like that. Just want to paste, copy, so it will have the same settings. Bring that into there. Merge that into there. This is the spot where we introduce Bart, so we'll maximize the blend there. If I show you this, and we'll produce that one like that. This character, you immediately know it's Bart Simpson. That works. Click on there. Bring this out again. Oops. So fix that bit of malarkey there. So let's go blend there. That one should be 0, so we'll just remove the key. Recognizable silhouette. For example, if I show you this character, right. So select just What's this? Merge 2_1. Take that off the graph. Merge 2_1. Once again, smooth it out. To show you this character, you immediately know it's Bart Simpson. Okay. So, that gets done quite nicely. We'll continue to add various bits and pieces. Okay, so now I have gone through all of the video and modified my adjustment clips so that I have the content that I want in there, and making use of little zooms to emphasize points and bringing in some video as well. So that's all done. The next part of this process, we go into the Fairlight tab. And what I am going to do is go into our effects. So we go into our effects, we draw along our dialogue processor, and this just improves the sound a bit. So it removes pop, removes S's, it gives us a compressor, an expander. Put that like that. So that's in slot 1. Then the next step is to select all of this and normalize it, which basically reduces the difference between the loudness and the softness, and just helps a bit with me getting the right sound levels. Alright. Finally, we're going to have a look at the EQ. Now, I'm still getting used to doing audio, so what we do here is, so to clear this, I'm going to do a very rough EQing, going to cut everything below about 80 and put a high pass filter, that's with a high pass filter. With a low pass filter, we cut everything below 50k. Oh, sorry, above 50k. Hi, this is Q the Vtuber, and I am going to do a very quick review of Polar's design. Now if we switch that off, this design fails on a number of key character design issues. One of them is the silhouette test. Basically, a good design for a character has a recognisable silhouette. Turn the Q factor of this right down. This character, you immediately know it's Bart Simpson. And this character is very recognisable as Vtuber. But Polaris's design could be any Bratz doll. Isn't immediately recognisable as
and
her.
now what I'm listening for...
The thing is, even when we can see the character is not readable. For example, even if...
And you hear at some frequencies...
and you're encountering her for the very first time...
there's a weird resonance.
You immediately think, brown, cute doggo. And if you put that into Google and search brown, cute doggo VTuber, you'll get images of Corona.
And so we want to get rid of that.
When people are getting into VTubers, they might not know the names, but with good design, you can describe them and people immediately know what they're on about. You can look at Maury's design.
That sounds better.
And have a few clues about her intended character. Clues.
Okay. That is done for the audio because I'm not an audio person. I'm pretty sure that audio people could do it a lot better. Now, with that done, we go to the delivery. We'll make a thumbnail for this as well. Let's actually do that. Go to here. Save our project. Bring up a new timeline. Timeline 2. And now, what we are going to do is compose our thumbnail in Davinci Resolve. So we go back into here, open into the Fusion page. Don't need the animation curves. Look online for that story about her that inspired this. So we look up Polaris Virtual Singer. We go into the Reuters story. Get out of the way. And I've reached my article limit. That's ironic. But let's have a look at Twitter. We can copy the tweet since it was so controversial. Control-Shift-I, P, capture. Capture area screenshot. It will go along like that. Let's drop that out.
bring that in here. At the moment, that is not the right size, so we can resize. See, probably what's better, we make a background image, switch you to white, bring that like that. That's now the standard 1080. We'll merge it on top of the white background and expand it out. Move it back a bit. Slide it along. There we go. So, we've got an image to set context. Then we can go into our library of images. In media. Users. Okay. Let's go through this collection of images, which I did not something that's reactive. Yeah, I think this will do. Grab that image. Go back into the Fusion page. Grab it into here. Okay. We expand ourselves out. Let's also expand the Reuters image, the Reuters tweet. Bit more. There we go. And just slide myself down slightly. But this one doesn't have a head, so I have to accept that. I'm making myself slightly bigger. Okay. And for a good so we want to get a slight bit of that classic detect. Want to get sort of like that classic YouTuber look. So put it into edge detect. Well, that looks real funky. I'll have to keep in mind that effect for later. Grayscale edges, edge color white. And what we'll do is we'll adjust. Actually, we want my image to be behind, the edge detect image to be behind the real image. So we'll move this over like that. We'll put the merge node in here. Come on. There you go. Now, it's clicked onto the blue bit. I want it clicked onto the green. Now, we'll expand the size of it and the placement so that they're over each other a bit more. So if we keep expanding slightly like that, we get a sort of outline effect. There we go. I suspect that there's a better way to do this, but it does get that effect. Cool. Now, should we stick some text on it? How about let's finish ourselves off with a bit of a text, because text asking a question seems to help. And we're going to go Consolus, because that's our brand. Going to go into black. Hola, virtual singer. Design. No, I think that's wrong. What we're going to do is we're going to say, no, it is not. That is going to be the statement in our thumbnail, and our title will be asking the question. So sharing, shading, outline, enable. We'll put white around here. Expand the thickness of that to help make it more visible. Okay. Think that works as a classic YouTube thumbnail. So we're going to go into the color page. Color page. We're going to say grab a still. Export still as a PNG, and we'll call this one Polar. There. So go back onto Add Page. Close this timeline. Grab the timeline for our video, which I've always misplaced. Is this it? Should be more obvious. Timeline 2, timeline 1, here we are. Okay. I've watched through it before. So we'll go into Deliver. Set that to there. Polar U. And we'll stick it on our G drive. There we go. Is Polar Vtuber design any good? I'm not going to stick any description in there because I'll edit that in the YouTube Studio page. We'll set it to private because we want to actually distribute it later on. And that's all done. So I will render and upload this. And if everything's timed correctly, you'll see this after I've done this. So see you then.